everybody, it's Brian Goulet, Goulet Pen Company and InkNouveau.com. I just want to shoot a quick video for you right now to show you how to convert a Platinum Preppy fountain pen, which is normally a cartridge converter pen, into what's called an eyedropper pen. It's pretty easy to do, just takes a couple of steps, and then you can have yourself a nice, cheap eyedropper pen. Alright, so here you have an eyedropper Platinum Preppy. Now you may recognize this one. This is actually one that's already been converted. This came in a 4.5 ounce, a large 4.5 ounce eyedropper bottle of Noodlers. So this is what Nathan puts in all of his, not all, I shouldn't say that, in some of his 4.5 ounce Noodlers bottles is this converted Platinum Preppy. This is an unmarked one, and he's already converted it to an eyedropper. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's a Platinum Preppy. This is what you get if you're buying just a regular old everyday Platinum Preppy. Okay, so inside it here it has this cartridge, this is a proprietary Platinum cartridge. It only fits Platinum pens. So you can either use this, you can dump the ink out, and you can fill it with your own ink if you want to do that. You can get a converter, or you can do an eyedropper conversion. Now, essentially what an eyedropper conversion is it's using the whole body of the pen. Since there's no holes or anything in the pen body, it's using the whole body to hold ink, so that you don't need a converter, which for the Preppies is listed for $7. So there's only two things that you need in order to do this. One of them is an O-ring, which I was actually able to source directly from Nathan at Noodlers, these little O-ring guys. And then if you can't get them from me or don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Any O-ring about this size should probably do you just fine. And then the other thing you'll need is some 100% pure silicone grease, not silicone caulking. That stuff will set up and it will seal your pen forever and you'll never be able to open it again. So you need the silicone grease, which you can find in the plumbing section of your Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, True Value or whatever store that you go to, or you can get it like the food grade stuff. I'll be carrying it here pretty shortly, and there's a lot of pen sellers out there that carry the silicone grease because greasing the threads is a fairly common operation. So all you really need to do is take your O-ring and you put it on the pen. So you want to put it on the thread of the pen. So basically what you're doing is you're putting this O-ring as a stopgap from any ink from getting out of the pen body and outside of the pen body, which is not where you want it to be. So there you've got the little O-ring on there, and then when you close it, you see it's going to seal it up nice and tight. But as kind of an extra step, an extra measure, it's a good idea to grease the threads. So you just take a little silicone grease out of here. This stuff's clear. You don't need a whole lot. Just kind of get it on your finger like that, and then just kind of spread it. I probably use too much. I always use too much, but that's because I like to do things 110%. But there you go. So you got some silicone grease on the threads. All that's going to do is it's completely inert and it's not going to react with your ink at all. It's just going to make it so that your ink will not come through the threads and go outside of the pen. Now this thing is converted. That's all you have to do. So basically you take whatever ink you want to use. This one is this is a 4.5 ounce Noodlers that has the eyedropper top already, but you can use an ink syringe or whatever you want to dispense the stuff into the pen. So there you go. So you can just squeeze it in there, and you can see it'll hold a lot of ink. See, now I'm getting ink all over the threads, but it really doesn't matter. If you want to get really anal with it, you can take a paper towel and wipe off those threads, but I'm not going to get that fancy with it. And then basically, you assemble the pen back together. The silicone grease is going to spread all on those threads, be nice and tight, and there you go. And I forgot to grab a piece of paper, but I will find something here to be able to write on. Here's an index card. So then, now what you have to do, since you didn't draw the ink up through the pen, all the ink is sitting up here. It's got to get down through here because the nib feed is filled with air. I just kind of shake it a little bit, and you can see the ink is kind of starting to work its way down. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it at all, but this is my method. So it kind of works it through. Got grease all over my fingers, of course. There you go. And voila! You now have a converted Platinum Preppy eyedropper pen. So it's just that simple. I hope you enjoyed my video. Email me at brian@gouletpens.com if you have any other questions or suggestions for tips that you'd like to see. Right on.